Hello everyone, I'm your host, Boss Zombie. Welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Next on the list, this kid has a ball cap with a sinister looking triangle on it, and is messing around with an elaborate homemade radio. Hi there, say you're grown up, can you help me with something? I'm not buying you any cigarettes. No, there's a swamp lady named Barbara Baba Yaga. Everyone says she's just a fairy tale, but I know she's real because I've seen her hut, right here in the swamp. But I don't know if she's the sort of swamp lady who eats kids or not. Swamp lady? Well, I don't want to call her a swamp witch or a swamp hag or stuff like that. It would be mean to judge her that way without having even met her. Sheesh, kids these days. Alright, I'll check her out for you. Great, thanks. Here, I'll mark her hut on your sponge? Map? Anyways, bring back a feather to prove you met her, okay? She has feathers? I mean, from one of her pet birds. The story says she has a ton of them. How do you know it isn't just an ordinary feather found somewhere? Well, you seem like a trustworthy person. Then why do you need me to bring proof at all? Because that's how quests work. Come on. Okay, fine. Wait, I want to ask about the radio. What's a triangle mean? Thanks, it's the Great Pyramids. One of them, anyway. Ever see them? Only on your hat, not personally. Well, maybe you will someday. Sure, who knows? Barbara's hut. This isn't so much a bird bath as a bird dirtier. Ooh, there's hobo code. Fish in a sack, one wet cigarette. Meat. Come on, give me something cool. $16, wow. Ask this gal for a treat. This cattail looks... Wait, what was that? This cattail looks different from most of the others. Wow, a Typha Panthera. Ooh, wow, you get a lot. I really should have gotten that perk a long time ago. You cautiously enter the spooky hut and discover it's actually really nice inside. A young woman with a rather twig-oriented hat greets you. Hello, please come in. I don't get many visitors apart from the birds. I might be in the wrong place. Are you Barbara Yargara? That's right, and I'm Boss Zombie. Pleasure. Come in. Ooh, lots of little birds. Let me talk to her first, I guess. This is a really nice house. To be honest, I was expecting everything to be a lot more, witchy. Oh, you've heard the old stories. Those are about my granny. She was really into croning. Croning? Being a crone, all the really old traditional magic stuff. She lived to be nearly 200 years old. When she passed, she left me this house and all her birds and so on. I see. Is that why you're here, chasing the old legends of Barbara Yagara? Well, not exactly. I met a kid who was into the old stories, but he was afraid you might be the child-eating kind of witch, so he sent me instead. That's adorable. I don't think I've ever eaten a child, but there's no telling what was in Granny's stews. I'm not sure if that was meant as a joke or... Sure. Anyway, I'm supposed to take back a feather? Prove that I met you. Okay. I can't just give you one, though. Are you sure? Yeah, sorry. I have to give you some kind of test first. It's a traditional thing. What sort of test? Well, it's a lot of work keeping this room clean, over the birds and all, and I'm getting behind on my other chores. Oh, chores. Or you could fight me. Fight you? Granny trained all these birds to be killers, but I haven't exactly been looking for troubles like she used to. So they could use some exercise, Tell me, can I have a little treat? Oh, sure, dear. A breath mint. Thanks, Barbara. Tell me more about these chores. I'd need you to muck out the bird bath out front and pick the ripe cattails out of my cattail patch for me. That's only 2 things. Isn't there a third thing? Of course. But I'll tell you about that after you finish the first 2. Okay, I'll do the chores. Great. You can tell the ripe cattails about how they look a little different. I'm sure you saw the bird bath when you came in. Got it. I don't want to fight her little birds. You slop the filth out of the bird bath and hide it behind a tree where no one can see it. Oh, now I can fit. You cleaned it out yourself. There's nothing in there. Ah, okay, so ripe cattail. Ripe cattail. Ripe cattail. Okay, I think that's all of the ripe ones. How are those chores going? I finished. Here's your cattails. Great, thanks. So what's that mysterious third task? Go down to the basement and fetch a sack of birdseed for me. Basement? How do you have a basement in the swamp? It's weird, I know. I think Granny's magic keeps her from collapsing. It also makes it kind of scary down there. You have a flashlight, right? Yeah, I have a flashlight. This fuse box is broken beyond repair. You have no choice but to dwell in the darkness. Wow, Barbara wasn't kidding about it being uncomfortably dark down here. Oh, spooky armor. I need lots of spooky armor. That'll do. Turn back. Makes sense why she kept this thing in the basement. You don't particularly want to know what that puddle consists of. It's getting louder and scarier. Oh good, the wall is bleeding here. The ground has started to shake and bits of dirt are falling from the ceiling. The rumbling noise almost sounds like someone growling, "Your soul is mine." Seems like bad news. These must be the original Barbara Yargara's magic books. Unfortunately, it's as dark as the inside of a dog down here. The ground is shaking more violently, furiously even. The walls howl, die, fool, at you as rocks falling from the ceiling threaten to bury you alive. Okay. Well, that was eerie. Oh, very convenient that I got that hat. Hello, how are those chores going? Here's your Seneca birdseed. You, kind of undersold how scary it is down there. Sorry about that. Maybe I can learn a charm to keep the mice away. And the voices? The bleeding walls? Doesn't sound familiar. Maybe your flashlight was acting up? Anyway, thanks. Here's that feather I promised. Barbara Yagara feather. Barbara's humming a little tune to her birds. Cool. Oh, I have so much stuff now. Maybe I should... Well, no, I'm using the item drop stuff, but... Yeah. Chess? This chest set is nothing but rooks on one side and nothing but doves on... Ah, bird joke. Got it. Bed with a feather pillow. It's Barbara's vanity. Indulge your own vanity. Hi, me. Bye, me. A small bird bath. Ask her about it. I've never seen an indoor bird bath before. Oh, that was a gift. It's too small for my birds, though. If you like it, you can have it. Oh, okay, thanks. Barbara does not appear... That bird's just floating now. Does not appear to have set out a feast for her crows. Well, this was something. Well, that's something you don't see every day. A big haunch of raw meat hanging from a tree branch in the middle of a swamp. Or at least, I don't see that every day. Maybe you spend more time in swamps than I do. Anyway, not wanting to let perfectly good haunch go to waste, you approach it, and with a cartoonish sproing, you and Barker find yourselves trapped in a big net hanging from a tree. Well, dang it. Tear yourself loose? Fortunately, the net is rather shoddily constructed. It's just made of vines. And heck, if you're going to let some stupid vines get the better of you... After a short struggle, you manage to tear the net open, and you and Barker drop free and escape with the goods. A swamp haunch. Okay. Any luck getting a feather from Barbara Yagara? You mean the one from her birds, right? Yeah, she doesn't have feathers herself. We established that. Good, just checking. Here you go. Oh, thanks, mister. What was she like? Pretty nice, actually. Don't go in her basement, though. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. What does it do now? Wait. Oh, I didn't realize there was a limit to combat items. Is there a limit to combat items? What have you got there? Perfume samples? Kinda. This one is a combination of hydrogen sulfide and methane. Common swamp gas, basically. Ugh, what's the other? Coffee. To clear the swamp gas smell out of my nose. Okay, so why? I'm researching a creature known as the Smell-O-Wisp. Smell-O-The-Wisp. I've only run into it once, but I have a good memory for smell, so I figure if I can match its smell, that particular chemical mix will tell me more about it. A smell of the what? Wisp. It's a cloud of intelligent swamp gas. Some people say it's the ghost of a dead chili cook-off judge, but I think there's probably a more scientific explanation. You're telling me you're looking for an intelligent girl gestures sternly at a sign over her workbench. No fart jokes. Oh, come on. It's a smell of the wisp. No. Well, I don't know what to say then. If you're willing to help instead of making puerile goofs, I could really use a sample to analyze. Okay. Here, take this and it should help you track the thing down. A nose trumpet. I just smell through this? Yeah, just follow your nose. Alright, Toucan Sam. Thank you. Wait, you're browsing your way through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose trumpet now and then. The swamp smells terrible. I mean, a swamp is literally just standing water and rotting compost, the biome. So it's not like that's news or anything, but you wouldn't be surprised if this swamp was at least nominated for world's worst smelling swamp. Oh God in heaven, what is that? Something smells like a rotten egg mated with a tire fire, and the egg the tire fire laid also went rotten. Squinting through the tears, you see a patch of brown air hovering nearby. That must be the smell of the wisp the kid was looking for. Follow it at a safe distance. You follow at a safe breathing distance as the smell of the wisp bobs and weaves through the fetid marsh. Eventually, it comes to rest on a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. Just as you're about to grab a sample, the 3 gator men casually stand up from where you were crouched in the knee-deep water around you. Oh, jeez. Don't you think it's a lovely day? The gator men beat the hell out of you. By the time you wake up, the smell of the wisp is gone. Broken rib. Oh. What does that do? Oh. How do I fix that again? I have to, like, use a sink, right? Don't take those. Okay, so I need stench armor. Seemed like. What's my current stench? 3. Alright, so I'll wear the gas mask. Okay, not what I wanted. Whoa, I should have read that. Oh, they're very weak though, at least. That guy again. Oh, these guys. You know what? There was a bathroom over here. Let me just dip that way. This. Wow. Dolphin. I still don't understand what the pun is. Oh, right. The horrible radio is here. Bathroom, I think, was this one. There we go. Just that easy. Oh, gator men. Well, it's a shame I don't have my good hat on. Because now I have 1 less AP. Oh no, I still have 4. Never mind. Oh, let me summon my elemental cheese. Heed my call. So it does 25 physical damage. Okay. Punch. And bite. And now you bite. I love how it runs. Dabba 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 dabba. Gator cheese. Ooh. Wait a minute. I need to bring that to the mouse. Well, first let me find this fart. Ah, run up and grab it. Holding both your nose and your breath, you run up and snatch at the wisp before it can fly away, collecting a clump of air so foul it sticks to your hand. Fortunately, you've got an empty jar you can scrape it off into. Stinky Esther. All the debunked theories of how fire works, this one is the one we've all agreed to pretend is true. Let's head back to the campus real quick. Guys, I want to just give a rat some cheese. Paunch. Hey, dude's got better. Oh, let me talk. You know what? I haven't talked to Roof. I mean, nothing's happened, so I don't know why. Okay, yeah, it's probably going to be for another day. Mouse, where was the mouse? There he is. Gator cheese. The rat sniffs the gator cheese and retches a little bit. You didn't even know rats had a gag reflex. He raises an eyebrow at you in protest, but eventually drags the cheese into his hole and emerges with a ring for you. Thank you, and sorry, I don't like it either. This rat squeaks as if to say no problem. What'd you give me? Renders you immune to poison. Oh. That's actually really great. Although I could probably just bump up my poison. Wait, what? Is there poison? I guess there isn't a poison. It's not a damage type, it's just an effect. Okay. More grit. I haven't found a companion yet. There seemed like there was one per chapter, and I haven't found one yet here. Hi, did you find the smell of the wisp? I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. You hand over the nose trumpet she lent you and the jar of foulness you collected. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Moxie, meat drops. Oh, if it gives me item drops too, I'll just use that. That's really good. This kid is studying far more intently than you ever did at his age. What are you reading? It's about Neanderthals and other early hominids. Unfortunately, I'm not finding anything useful in here. What are you looking for? The honey ape. Like a skunk ape? You never heard of it? It's a very famous monster. It's a hairy primate or primate-like creature that's smaller than a human, but with human-sized hands. Most of the legends call it Big Hand. Big Hands, but I'm pretty sure the Big Hands legend and the reports of honey ape sightings are referring to the same cryptid. That's interesting. I know it lives around here somewhere, I just haven't been able to find it yet. I'll help you look for it. That would be excellent, thank you. Here, I found some of its prints once and made a tracing. That might help you track it down. Try and get one of its fingernails as proof. How will a fingernail be proof? Because it'll be as big as a human fingernail, obviously. Alright. More of that. More of that. Thank you for that. Goodness me. That guy. These. Come on, give me something here. Oh, this again. Actually, what does the swamp haunch do? No, nothing, apparently. Oh, that one I've seen already. This is the frog. No, that's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention in the middle of the swamp? Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? The honey ape? Maybe there's something to that after all. All the tracks. Geez, the more you look, the more of a confusing trampled mess these tracks are. It seems like there are different sets of tracks leading in different directions. How many thumbs did he say this thing has again? On one hand? 1. How many fingers was it? 4. You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and to your surprise you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape the kid described. Like a somewhat larger chimpanzee, or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Sneak up on it. You successfully creep up on the unsuspecting primate, but you run out of trees and brush to hide behind before you get close enough to really do anything. Outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it in the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Grab it. You leap on the small primate and wrestle to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is screeching. No, let's be fair, you both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the wrists and rank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails. Which, thinking about what is making me wince, and I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small, weird ape. Thanks! Turns out you were right. The honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it. Here's your tracing back in that fingernail you wanted. Wow. Huh, something wrong? I guess I'm just torn between excitement and vindication of the fact that it is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Oh, don't worry about it. The honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. I guess that's true. Anyway, thanks for your help. Here's another Monster Squad badge. Kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Now what does it do? Ooh, I got Moxie Muscles. Oh, so it's probably not going to give me item drops, but that's still good. This kid is, well, he's eating something. Hi there, hi. I don't mean to be rude, but what's your deal, kid? I'm a moss man. You are, huh? Okay, well, not really, but I want to be a moss man when I grow up. That's why I'm eating all this fertilizer. It's actually cornflakes. I'm just pretending. Okay, whew. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Some people say I'm crazy for believing in the moss man, though. But I know he's real. I've seen him. What's a moss man? A man made of moss? Yep, he's all fuzzy and green. It's so neat. Oh, hey, you should go see him for yourself. Then if you bring back proof he exists, people won't think I'm weird anymore. Well, they might. I'll go have a look. Great. Here, I'll mark the place on your map. It's called Moss Rock Grotto. If you see him, try to bring back some moss as proof, okay? Okay. Feels like there's like 1 or 2 more locations here and here. This guy again. He gives me 1 more meat each time. All the items on this table are either made of or covered in moss. Well, if this isn't the moss man the kid was talking about, you've got a real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't exactly look fearsome, but if you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take advantage of surprise. Talk to him. Are you a moss man? Yep, that's me, Clyde Mossman. Pleased to meet you. Hi, I'm Boss Zombie. Welcome to my humble abode. I don't get many visitors. Well, except some weird kid I sometimes see peeking around the trees. Are you an actual moss man? I ain't quite sure I get your meaning. It's my last name, like I said. Yeah, but are you a human person, some sort of moss swamp creature? I get that this is a strange and possibly rude question. Well, I weren't always this way, but I've been living in the swamp a long time. Just kind of dug in and got comfortable. The moss just sort of grows out of me natural-like now, instead of hair. I guess it happened so gradual, and I got so accustomed to it, it didn't occur to me to question it. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend, but it is something I'm going to be chewing on for a while. Can I have some of your moss? Excuse me? You drop an existential bombshell on me and now you're asking for part of my body? I'm really not in top social form today, I guess. I do need some of that moss, though. Well, I'll tell you what. Help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster, and I'll give you some moss. Well, let me have a look. Oh, yeah, this is Spagum desodiosi. What's that when it's at home? It's sort of the moss version of fungal parasite. It grows on animals that don't move around much, like sloths, and steals the energy and nutrients they would otherwise be used to make hair. Basically harmless. Well, that's a relief. If you ever feel a strong urge to get yourself eaten by wolves, though, I'd recommend trying to ignore that. Gotcha. So this means I'm a regular human? Well, yeah. With an asterisk next to regular, maybe, but yeah. That sure is a relief. Let me give you some of this moss, like I promised. He rips off part of his mustache and hands it to you. Thanks. Say, are you a hobo? Well, ain't the thing about hobos... Wait. Well, ain't the thing about hobos that they're always on the move? I feel like I'm practically the opposite of a hobo. I happen to know a group of hobos that have settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. I bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well now, I do value my solitude, but it certainly couldn't do any harm to visit and see. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. You mark the location of the hobo camp on Clyde's map, and he heads off into the swamp with a wave. Oh, okay, you're welcome. Eastern Twinkly Manimoss. Whoa, that's a lot of glowing ooze. This place was weird. Let's head back to the hobo camp. Oh, actually, let's head back to my room first. Bird bath. Wyatt. Oh, why? I forgot I even had the bird. Flemberg's tiny workbench. Oh, look at... Wyatt is frolicking happy in the bird bath. I thought you said it was too small. Look at my crafting. Ta. Alrighty then. Hobo camp. I'm not going to bother them. Now, where would I be? Has this still not changed? Oh, there's more bunks in here now. I guess that was part of that one quest. Grub? There he is. Hi, Clyde. Oh, hey, boss, right? Thanks for pointing me to this place. It's pretty neat. Everyone's real friendly-like. Oh, he did really rip off his mustache. So, nice. So you aren't missing the solitude of the swamp? Nope. Turns out that's less important to me than just being able to sit still and do not much. Or not do much. I'm gonna help him out by growing herbs for the kitchen here. Wanna buy this? Pure rock candy. No thanks, I'm a vegetarian, but this isn't meat. No, but it's a mineral. Hobo code? Sure, picked up a cute couple signs. Here's the one for keep off the grass. What is my hobo code currently set? I don't even know where it would be. Oh, here it is. Level 18. Wow. No, maybe I should use some of my EXP. So maybe give myself 2 more Herdemals, 4 more Choose Not to Be Colds. Maybe I do that. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons because I have a lot of experience. Choose Not to Be Cold. So let me see. Oh, I have plenty. Give me 2 of those. And 4 of those. There, now I have a lot of those. 10 hot armor, 10 sleaze armor. Wonder if I'll find books corresponding to the other types. Oh. 1,000 meat. Surprisingly high, to be honest. Okay, 500 then. He grabs the candy, shoves the meat in your hand. You know a guy named Greasy Steve? Sure, it's my brother. We don't really get along, though. What's that guy up to? Working for the mob? Figures. Wait, your parents named you both Steve? No, they named me Creamy and him Greasy. Oh. I guess Steve was the last name. Huh. Can you give the rock candy to any hobo, or... Did you get anything new? I mean, he has handy stuff. Let's see. How about those secret plans? Oh. You've been very helpful. Well, very well. The general outline of my plan is this. I intend to found an entire city of for hobos. Too long have we chafed under the laws and economic pressures of this land. And what we truly desire is to live life free, to go where we please and do what we will. I will establish a city where the hobo lifestyle is not only possible, but celebrated. Wow, where are you going to put it? Well, for now, that must remain a secret. Okay, so we're slowly making progress. Back to the moist. Okay, more of those. I met the moss man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy, actually. He gave me his mustache. Here. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Kid happily sticks the mustache to his upper lip. How do I look? Mossy? This is the best day of my life. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. So I guess that's it. Let's equip and talk to the cat. Boris looks at your sash and nods approvingly. You can now pet Boris to receive a boon. What is Boris's boon? So I doubt it's as good as the Dream Cat's. Although the effort required. Let's see. Not Loathing. Boris. Okay, can you just tell me what his boon does? 3 spooky armor. That's not that great. So do I just... I guess that's it. Do you think a giant... Can I use your equipment to make potions? Sure, don't disturb any of my smelly smells. I guess that's it then. Wait, isn't that a problem if that kid is putting that moss on his face? What did he say? Well, once it grows in more, you'll have to get your dad to teach you how to mow it properly. Let's go to Largemouth Bath and Son. Bass and Sons. Get him. Cheese. Oh, I should just use the stronger spell. It's fine. Always the same drops. Oh. State your business. I'm here about the missing children? Tom and Kathy, yeah, that's a sad song. You'll need to talk to, I guess, either Mr. Chapman or Mr. Tracy about that. But I wouldn't let either of them know that you've been speaking to the other. The bosses, they don't talk anymore. What goes on at this place? At Largemouth Bass and Sons? We fish largemouth bass, and most of us are sons. Why don't the bosses speak to one another? Between you and me, and 3,600 largemouth bass, Mr. Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Aquademy Awards a few years back. They tolerate each other only because they both perform a vital function to the business, which is... Mr. Tracy debones the fish and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready for sale at market. Are you saying you take out the fish's bones and then put them back in? It's tradition. For generations, a Chapman has deboned the bass, and a Tracy rebones them. That unique process is what gives our bass its distinctive tang. What do you think happened to the kids? If you ask me, it's just what I did. Hell, they ran off. This life isn't for everyone, and Tom and Kathy, they never had the makings of a largemouth bass deboner or reboner. I'll be going. This guard eyes you suspiciously. This sign identifies his water as a site of historical importance. This pool is the birthplace of Largest Mouth Luke, a bass present at the signing of the Declaration of Dependence. On August 2nd, 1792, he returned to his home waters to die, but his body was never found. Wait, water gets much deeper? Where? I hope you're not planning on sticking that rod in there. Largemouth bass and sons have the exclusive license to fish those waters. Is there any way I can fish here? No. Largemouth Bass and Sons has the fishing rights. Flex to say fishing makes fishing right. That attitude might get you places at smallmouth bass and nephews, but we run things differently here. Okay, fine. This viscous puddle reflects a gloomy face. Talk to the puddle or the man? The puddle. Hello, sir. It can't understand you. It's a puddle. What's the matter? She's left me. Who left you? Amphibious truck. Oh, so it's not a person. No, I'm more interested in amphibious trucks. What happened to your truck? Our truck. It's the company truck. We used to take the fish to market. A couple nights ago, I forgot to fill her up before bed. That must have really ticked her off because the next morning she was gone. No note, nothing. Are you suggesting this truck is sentient? It's funny. I wouldn't have thought so, but I can't see any other explanation for it running off the way it has. Could it have something to do with the missing kids? Tom and Kathy? You'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman and Mr. Tracy about that. Maybe they took the truck? I don't know, seems like a stretch. When did the children go missing? Same day as the truck. I think it's probably a coincidence. What's this puddle here? It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here, now, in our special place, waiting for her. Waiting for her to come home. Is it working? Obviously, you can see that it is not. How far could someone have gone in that truck? With the gas left in her, couldn't have gone further than 100 miles. 100 miles, okay. No, 100. Sorry, 100 is fisherman's lingo. It means 11. Missing truck, huh? That's a shame. She'll be back. She has to come back. She'll run out of gas otherwise. And then where she'll be? Good luck with the truck. I gotta go. We've all been through a lot. Something fishy going on in there. Can I go to the back as well? Oh, no. Okay. It's not as big a place as it seems. Well, this is a lot. Surely a fisherman yearns for a glorious death at sea, not to wind up behind a desk. Oh, there, I wonder. Do you ever wish you'd had a glorious death at sea? Oh, many a sea creature tried to give me one, pal, but before they can get their teeth in me, I've reboned them 6 ways to Sontag. He spits a wad of chewing tobacco out the door. Guy Chapman, Chief Reboning Officer, Largemouth Bass and Sons. I hear about Tom. I saw the posters about the missing children. Find one child, you'll find the other. My Tom has been lured into the lair of Occam's gator by that Jezebel of a deboner's daughter. Good and true fishermen led astray by that delinquent sorceress who's never cared at Walt Whitman for what we do here with largemouth bass. Occam's gator? Chapman's cheeks darkened to the murky hue of a humpback anglerfish. As long as there has been a largemouth bass and sons, there has been an Occam's gator. To our great misfortune, I'd venture there's no creature of land nor sea quite so terrible. 12 feet tall he is, red as a furnace, with smoke billowing from his nostrils. He and his rapacious appetites are a plague on our business. He'll eat everything we've got. Largemouth bass, everything. I have such difficulty with that word. It keeps me up at night, wondering what we did to deserve him. Is it a sin against the land to both debone and rebone fish? Perhaps. But damn it, that's what gives our bass its zing. How is Kathy responsible? Well, the arrogance of youth. Kathy Tracy never thought she had anything to fear from Occam's gator. She didn't respect him. Several times I caught her attempting to summon the beast by shouting his name 3 times in the mirror or directly into the mouth of a bass. It was always going to end with her in Occam's belly. I just didn't think my Tom would be fool enough to go along with it. You think Tom could have run away on his own? Absolutely not. Tom's a 3rd-generation bass boy, proud and true. Why, just last month he said, I'm excited about my future in reboning largemouth bass, Dad. Does that sound like the words of a boy with 1 foot out the door? No. There's a simpler explanation. The siren song of Kathy Tracy who lures good men into the bellies of gators. You're being a little sexist, don't you think? Not remotely. I'm not saying anything about her gender at all. I'm only saying that she may have got my boy eaten by a gatorman. When you throw words like Jezebel around, that's a little loaded. Is it? Well, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm willing to change. But you have to be patient with me, alright? I'm old-fashioned. I can't keep up with all these new ideas your generation has. Gender. Penicillin. And I work for free. 200 meats for starters. My mother's fishing rod for the entree. On one condition. I don't want you looking for Kathy on Tracy's dime. It's Tom that needs saving. And he needs saving from her. That's the condition. Oh, and you also need to find Tom, so that's 2 conditions. How about throwing in fishing rights? Oh, your generation talks a big game about suffrage and self-governance, but in the end, you really want is a largemouth bass. I'll give you 10 minutes alone with the fish. How about that? No questions asked. Is it special, not a deal breaker? It is, and I'll tell you why. It has never caught a fish. Oh, that sounds worse than a normal fishing rod. It has never caught a fish. Always catches 2. Don't know how it works. Don't want to know how it works. We just think Poseidon for the bounty. Okay. Rah, now I have no idea where you might find Tom, but what I'll do is let you into our quarters in the back. I know he keeps a diary, though I've never been able to make sense of the thing. Fundamentally, the way your generation speaks is utter nonsense to me. The mad ramblings of youth, perhaps you'll understand it. Now bring him home, you hear me? What do you do here? I'm the chief reboning officer here at Largemouth Bass and Sons, like my father was before me, etc. It's a wonderful life, a good family life. Seeing you. Lo, with the reboning knife of righteousness has the complete bass been forged. Chum bucket is inscribed. A stranger is just a chum you haven't met yet. Bucket is secured to the floor. Those are decorative. And the chum inside? It is the very first batch of chum ever made by Largemouth Bass and Sons back in the summer of 1803. Reminds us of our humble beginnings. Can I have it? No. Champagne for my real chums, real pain for my sham chums. Chum pain for my real chums, real pain for my chum chums. Fishermen's cats are a touchy sort and regard unproven outsiders with the highest suspicion. Oh, there's something? Yeah, what's back there? Those are crew quarters. Wait, you live here? Where the fish live, we live. I see. Seems the leftmost locker belongs to Tom Chapman. It's locked. Open it. That wasn't quite what you intended to do, but luckily you did manage to reveal a secret cache hidden behind the lockers. Search Tom's hole. Tom Chapman's diary. This diary belongs to Tom Chapman. If found, please return to Largemouth Bass and Sons. For controversial thoughts and secret plans, turn to page 19. For information of no consequence, turn to page 33. It's dangerous, but the only way we won't be followed is if we take the truck through the Gatormen camp. We'll ask Peter where it is. Animal ideas: 3-toed squid, chihuahua big, 4-toed squid, honey-hating bear, rabbit, more teeth, faster chimp, grandfather cat, balder eagle, sleeping dog that lies, egg cat. Okay. So many fishermen don't go into largemouth bass because they can't hack the bunk beds. It's possible that a largemouth bass fisherman could do their job while sleeping in a nice soft bed, but it's never been tried anywhere in the world. Broken bones pile high in the sink, detritus from the experiments of an apprentice reboner. Everything on this shelf is labeled hardtack. Take some tack. Oh, it's exactly the same as West of Loathing. The sign claims that these are cups of homemade bone broth and that you should take one. Do what it says. Not one to question the instructions on a tiny sign, you grab a cup. Unsuitable bones are ground up here into thin meal. Okay. Well, if Markiplier ever gets around to this, maybe he'll be happy to find that. I should check if he's played this game more. I know he played it initially, and I didn't want to watch because... well, I wanted to play it myself, really, after watching his playthrough of West of Loathing. A shotgun's keeping you out, or something else in? Who cares? I'm going inside. This grizzled mariner just must hate being stuck behind a desk. Greetings, as a mariner, do you hate being stuck behind a desk? Excuse me. I make 6 figures a year behind this desk, and mind your manners. You're addressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer of Largemouth Bass and Sons. You must be boss, the one who's thrown in his lot with that wretch of a reboner next door. Oh, surprised I know your name? Well, the largemouth bass have ears. What do you do here? As I've said, I'm the Chief Deboning Officer here. My team and I debone the largemouth bass, after which I passed over to my colleague across the way for reboning. Talk about your daughter. I don't see the point. You've thrown in with the Chapmans already. Sounds like she might have run away from home. Well, excuse the remark, as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass almost as much as assuming preordained roles in a multi-generational family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There's a much simpler explanation. Occam's gator. Occam's gator? A monstrous gator, man. Centuries old. 10 feet tall if he's an inch, with scales as blue as the deepest blue. He has 2 tails as sharp as razors, and he's not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He'll strike at night and gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever. And now I fear my Kathy. I don't know what we did to provoke his ire, but that beast has bullied and bothered our business since my grandfather was in toddler pants. I sometimes think the swamp itself has summoned him to be our tormentor. You think Occam's gator ate Kathy? You have to understand, for decades, Occam's gator has been the sole author of the business's misfortune. Could he a child? Absolutely, that's his MO, or a monstrous operandi. If he ate Kathy, aren't we too late? Not necessarily. Occam's only handicap is his glacially slow digestion. Go ask Sylvester, a guard of ours. He was swallowed up by Occam's, but by stripping off in his belly and greasing up his body in Occam's own fat, he was able to slither up and out of Occam's jaw while the great beast slept. Okay, where can I find Sylvester? I don't know. We had to terminate him for attempting to unionize. Sounds made up. There's nothing made up about a giant blue gator man who eats guns. One of our guards actually saw Occam's, even took a shot at him, but conventional weapons have no effect. Are you saying you haven't seen Occam's gator? I've seen the destruction he's wrought. I've certainly seen that. Let's talk about something else. If you must, but I warn you, my daughter's abduction makes me a poor conversationalist. You think if Cicero's daughter was missing, he could have gone and said all the famous sayings for which Mr. Cicero is known? Be on my way. Though the knife of the deboner doth still shape largemouth bass, and the world through our action, there are legion who do not believe and wouldst tear down thy work. You're not close enough to read this. I absolutely am. Certificate of nomination for award. Be it known that Adam Tracy was nominated for an Academy Award of Merit for Outstanding Achievement. Best deboning bass. What's back there? Your quarters? How'd you know that? That's what Mr. Chapman has his. Maybe the two of you are more similar than you like to admit. Wash your mouth out with fish soap. Okay. Once Tracy family's allowed in the private quarters, you'll need to find another entrance or think about marrying in. Mess through there. Oh, I don't mind. I don't mean it's messy. I'm saying there's a room, that's the room where we have meals. It's that type of mess. I thought they only really used that term in the armed forces. You don't consider fishing to be part of the armed forces? What do you think we use to hold the rods? Go inside. There's a cat here. There's a bass thawing in the sink and in each of the drawers. The refrigerator hums with quiet menace, or maybe it's the motor. The only item inside is a sardine salad sandwich in a cardboard box. The box is labeled Adams Do Not Eat. Do eat. Ah, the sandwich smacks of something foul and deeply wrong, as if the food had rotted itself to punish your minor transgression. Reminds you of the story of your friend Eve, who ate a forbidden window display sandwich and was cast out from the Garden of Eden restaurant. Uh-oh, what did I just do to myself? Oh, original sandwich. I'll have to get rid of that, I hope. Bottle of bass oil. Why, it's glued to the table. Bottles, crate, the whole thing. You now notice the reverse of the sign, which reads, if you can. Take the bottles. Crate of bass oil. Take the sign. Annoying sign. Just sell it if you can. Fishing cats are slow to trust. Ah. What is this? Emptied to magnify the misfortune of my stolen daughter. Any idea who did this? I can't prove it yet, but I'll be damned if Occam's gator did not have his claws in this. When did this happen? 3 nights ago. I'm still in shock. I can't even muster the strength to close the safe. I can do that for you. It's not hard. Would you? Sure. Bless you. Can I marry into your family? No, I'm afraid we're all spoken for. Nothing personal. It's just that in the largemouth bass business, marriages are arranged from a very young age. It's political. You understand. Talk about your daughter? Something else? I ate your sandwich. No, you didn't. The one in the refrigerator is a decoy. He chuckles. Nobody's ever found the real thing. I'll be on my way. So I need to find another way into that room, it sounds like, somehow. What do you know about Occam's gator? Oh, that's fake. It is? Yeah, that's a legend. An old bass wife's tale. Sometimes things go missing or the business has a run of bad luck, and folks want a deeper explanation for it. But I can tell you that nobody here has ever laid eyes on any giant gator man. Bosses can't even agree on what he's supposed to look like. So Occam's gator didn't kidnap these kids? I really doubt it. Your boss says you saw him. Didn't you ever tell a boss what he wanted to hear? There's gators in these parts, alright. I have to scare them off the property on an almost daily basis. If you don't believe me, you're welcome to go and visit their stomping grounds. You won't find any sort of Occam's gator there, I assure you. Occam's gator sounds pretty scary. As do all fairy tales. Doesn't make them any more real. Okay, grab those. Oh, I'm here. The guards stop in their tracks and start sniffing around suspiciously. They're almost certain to notice you if you get any closer. Staying put isn't an option here. Which way do you want to go and how? Away from them? Recharge? Oh, I see. Wait for them to leave. The handle on this fridge is busted. This is going to be a headache come lunchtime. Try to open the door. No dice, and no door opening either. Whoever smashed in the handle wanted to keep you out, or keep something in. Magical talking sandwich, maybe? Force the door. Released from his refrigerated cage, a cold man squirms out of them into the muck, gasping for air. Oh my god, you are my savior. One more day trapped in there, and I would have succumbed completely to despair. Who are you? I'm Fabian, an illustrator of the natural sciences. Arid steppes, glittering bergs of ice, but lately my interests have taken me to these damp lands. I am in my soggy period. How'd you get in there? I was traveling to the swamp to sketch the native cypress, only to be caught in a net by these gator-esque men. At first, they allowed me to roam within confines of this camp, but when I shouted for help at a passing truck, I was put into the refrigerator. What truck? Oh, it hurtled through the camp like a bass out of hell. There's a boy and a girl at the wheel. I called, "Stop! I'm a prisoner. Take me with you!" But they drove on. What makes a person do that? Where was it headed? North of here, I'm sure of it. North, huh? And since that driver at Largemouth Bass & Sons was confident the truck could only make it 11 miles at most, if you subtract from 11 the distance between this camp and the fishery, seized with deductive euphoria, you do some quick calculations, which in your haste come up very wrong. You do them again, not rushing it this time, and produce a promising lead. Amphibious truck? Do you know of a creature called Occam's gator? Supposedly a large gator with 2 tails who breathes smoke from his nostrils. Oh yes, I think you're describing my mother-in-law. Haha. Oh, so you don't know. No, and I apologize, I shouldn't have said that. Melanie has always been kind to me. Okay. Every weekend she bakes me a ball of nougat. I apologize, Melanie. Say goodbye. I do want to leave. That is a good guess. If we ever meet again, it would honor me to paint your portrait. I'm an artist, as you know. I cannot paint you right away as I am in my soggy period, but if I can conclude that work, or if you become soggy, well, who knows? What if I put this on? Ooh, I suppose that does make you a little soggy. Soggy enough for a minor work. One moment. You're doing it now? Fabian makes some leisurely brushes and a notebook. Voila, it is done. Can I see it? Fabian flips the notebook over. It's certainly the soggiest you've ever looked. The pages themselves are wet. Otherwise, it's a fair likeness. I'm most obliged. I think this will really make them laugh at the Louvre. Wait, laugh? Why? Oh, do not worry about it. We meet again. Okay, I'm gonna put my regular hat back on now, if that's alright with you. A safe hanging in an unsafe manner from the ceiling. It's got a combination lock and you don't know the combination. Sleeping Gatorman, unless he's lying about sleep. I don't want to kill him. Okay, so maybe wait here. Let them do their thing. Must be the second shift. Luckily, they're all facing the other way. Okay, give me my cheese. Gatorman Weed Lord. Alright, and then Big Boy has to take big damage. That's not who I aimed at. Uh-oh. Oh. That's not who I aimed at all. I guess I should always double check from now on. You dispatched the guard gators and your path forward is clear. The guards stop in their tracks. Well, no, I'm gonna fight them. I want to get into that other room. Jeez, Gromit. Alright, this time... Oh, I see. I must have targeted him and then moved it and it reset. Man, that cheese punch is hard. Okay, nothing new. Deuce is stronger. Oh. This seems to be where the Gatormen store all their terrible filth. A forge, presumably for hammering on terrible Gator metals. A rack of horrible-looking weapons. You grab the most appropriate one and leave the others to rust in... Oh, I see. So, if I had been a... It's for the classes, because that's a musical instrument and that's a big, like, club or sword. Mysticality plus 5 physical and heals you. Well, hold on now. I think I like that one more. This Gatorman seems less aggressive than is typical for these guys. Hi there. Greet, human. Not eat. Greet. Thanks, I appreciate that. You seem a bit more relaxed than the rest of the Gator folk. Yes, everyone crazy. Don't know reason. Not belong. Leave swamp. Where will you go? Don't know. Wander? Oh, like a hobo? Hobo, what that? Basically, someone who travels from place to place because they're looking for work, or just don't have anywhere specific to be. Yes, Hobo Gator. First, though, need weapon, defend self. Ask about Hobo Code? Hobo Code, what that? Oh, right, you wouldn't know any yet. Oh, it's like a little symbols that hobos use to leave messages for other hobos. Here, I can show you how to some of the basic ones. It teaches you the symbols for safe camp, cops here, and increasingly rare and exciting pie on windowsill. Give him a weapon. Oh, I can actually... I'll give him... You know what? I'll give him a gator stick. I think I have multiple, right? Oh, I have many gator sticks. That would be appropriate. No thanks, weapon weak. Need power. Try to find you something stronger. How strong? Muscle plus 5. How, before I go wasting materials that aren't easy to get back. Hobo Gator. A plus 6 weapon. Well, I don't want to give him a plus 6 weapon. Because I don't even have a plus 6 weapon, actually. You know what? Okay. Take a gator stick. Use a chunk of lead. Okay, now it does 6 damage. Now from weapon. So it should be the gator stick I have at the very bottom. Hefty gator stick. Yes, good. Weapon strong. Safe now. Thank human. No problem. You know, there's a bunch of hobos collecting in a camp outside of Ocean City. They're pretty accepting people. I don't think they'd mind you joining. Plus, it'd be handy to have some muscle around the place. Sound good. I go. He waves goodbye and stomps out the door. A terrible rusty metal fridge dangles from the ceiling of this terrible rusty metal hovel. Dried swamp meat. Okay. No, I didn't want to. Almost business was strange, huh? Do I look like a ghost to you or something? Yeah, that's pretty weird. So, well, I found no. Gatormen are remarkably good at building fires in a couple inches of water. Well, the only thing that has a combination. Oh, okay. If you say so, what would you like to do as an alternative to letting this Gatorman continue sleeping? Search him. Ah, you reach into the water and carefully grope the Gatorman's pockets. At least you hope those are pockets. You find a scrap of paper. Oh, I can't even. Hey, okay. Oh, that was the last place I thought would be filled. We'll check that out in the next episode. And then we'll be one step closer to finishing the swamp. But that's it for now, so thanks for joining me. Come back, I'll have the next stuff up real soon. But until then, bye.